Hello everybody, hope you're doing well. I haven't been flint napping the last couple weeks. My wrist was kind of giving me some fits. Probably because I was shooting my bow so much, trying to stay dialed in for hunting season. It's feeling a lot better, so I think we're doing okay. I think it was just a tendon got swollen and it got angry with me, and on top of doing flint napping and hide tanning and trying to break beaver tails, I think my wrist was just like, okay, you need to stop. But I think we're good to go. So we're going to go ahead and try to knock out a flake point. I found this pretty cool piece of material here. This is Flint Ridge chirp from Nether's Farm in Ohio. I'm just going to try to do a nice, maybe a triangular flake point of sorts. But we'll see how it goes. Let's see. And we may use antler, we may use copper. I haven't really decided yet. Let's see here. Back in the swing of things. All my tools are still put away. Maybe we'll start with antler. Let's see here. We got good mass. I think what we're going to do is try to trim this up a bit. With a hammerstone. Because we don't need all this material. There's actually like a seam right here. And if we can split that off, then we can work in here. And I think that's a bit more uniform. We got a little bit of a quartz pocket, so we might try to nibble that away using some bi-percussion. Bipolar percussion is what they call it. So we're basically just going to take 2 rocks and trim this up to a closer size. Close but not too close. You want to make sure you have enough room for anything you might want to change up. So we trim that up. Now we got a little bit more of a uniform shape. I'm going to go ahead and use our pressure flaker. And I think we're going to go ahead and try to zigzag this square edge first. This is just an antler tie that's been sharpened. And these are just a couple leather hand pads I made. Wouldn't mind making a few out of bark tan, but it's just something that gets damaged, and usually after I'm done making bark tan, I don't want to do anything with it because it's pretty and I like it. So, yeah, make sure to watch how much pressure we're squeezing. Maybe I should have chose obsidian as my starting rock, but I think we'll be okay. Just work on getting this cleaned up here. I'm going to switch to a different antler. This one's a bit pithy. So I don't know if you can see the little dots, but it's a little bit pithy. It's not quite strong enough. Try to find something a little bit better. Maybe this one here. Let's see what we can do. That was a little crumbly there. Do what I can not to break it in half. I don't know if this is gonna survive, but we'll try. Trying to get rid of these squared off sections here. So this has a fracture on it. You can see that line right there. So we just got skinnier, which is kind of a problem. But we'll keep at it. Hopefully we can get into some good, strong, solid rock here. It's not a very thick piece. But there's still potential. There's still a low point in here. Maybe if we make this the base, this the tip, we can make a little small point. I like to do a 2-to-1, so whatever the width is, that's how tall it is. It's a good ratio, I think. If it's too skinny, then it just looks a little funny. But I think Fort Ancient types are really tall. Yeah, they are tall, skinny kind of point. I have one on my poster here. Yeah, so we might be able to do Fort Ancient with this one, given we have enough material to get cleared. Right now I'm just trying to get a workable edge all the way around. Which can be easier said than done sometimes. Especially if you're dealing with fractures and cracks and stuff. Daggone it. So that broke the tip off, which is fine. We can still get a small point out of here. We will not be defeated, or we might, just part of it. Just get it down here. Finer tip. Turn this to fan. So here's where we're at. I'm just going to keep working at it, make it a bit more dangerous. So we have time. What we'll do is we'll square off this base, bring it up a little higher, and then we'll pull the sides in to create a triangle. And at the same time we'll attack, you know, trying to clear this face, and then also trying to make this a bit more lenticular. Sandstone abrader. This is a hard piece of material. Go and square up this base real quick. Spacer. You can use a spacer to help lift it, get it out of your way. You gotta be careful not to break it in half, which is pretty easy to do. Getting closer. Let's see here. I want to go this way, I think. I'm gonna go ahead and try a finer tip flicker here. This is a little bit nicer. See if we can't clean this up a little bit more even. It's windy out there today. little skinny pieces can be hard to hold on to. But we're working on it. So we still got to bring that tip over. Do a bit of shearing, but not too much because we have to come back to the other side. What we're trying to do now is make a sharp triangle. This should make a nice true arrow point, or bird point as some people like to call them. A lot of true arrow points were less than 1.5 inches long. They were pretty short and small. These little triangle points are one of my favorites to make just because they're to me they're very utilitarian, if that makes sense. Now this would have been bigger, but earlier in the video we were hitting lots of fractures and stuff like that, so it just wasn't behaving like it was supposed to. So we're trying to get real nice, tight. So here's where we're at. I haven't shown you guys in a while. Here's where we're at. We're just working on making a sharp triangle. It's about 1/8 inch thick. At the thickest, about in the back here. So we're just trying to work that down. So right now we've got a bit of a radius on both sides. We want to do a sharp triangle, like a very nice tall isosceles triangle. I think that's the right word. Something with a bit better tip. So here's a shaved antler. We use this guy because it's got a nice fine tip. I have another hand pad somewhere. I'm just trying to find it. Here we go. A little bit more stability here. So I'm going to pull those sides in. we're getting there. I like the way this side looks. I'll try to make the other side match. It's a little bit more of a curvature to it. And we'll do our best not to break the tip off. Nice point on this here. I think these small points are probably my favorite to make, just because you get, can be a bit difficult, but it's worth it in the end. Hope to make some arrows here in the real near future. I haven't made arrows in a while. Got to get back into the groove. I have a bunch of shafts that I harvested oh dang, it was a while ago. Maybe last winter. I didn't do anything with them. I did make one arrow at a reenactment camp while I was there as part of my demonstrations, and it went really well, but it took forever to get done because, you know, you're answering questions and stuff like that, and it came out really nice. I gave it to a friend of mine, really nice guy. So let's see here. I think that looks pretty dang decent. Maybe take a few more picks. The pattern of the rock also kind of throws your eye off, so you got to kind of be careful and not do something that you're gonna regret, which I do, for the sake of trying to get it just perfect. You can definitely screw things up. Alright, take just a few more picks and then that one's done. And it looks like we might have enough time to try to knock out another. And that one I'll use copper because it'll go a little quicker. But I like using antler just to keep those skills sharp. That's nice and sharp. Man, it's thin enough it'll go on an arrow just fine. So here's where we're at. It's a little bitty triangular point. This could be called a Madison. It's a little short to be a Fort Ancient, but this is a really common size for quite a bit of the North America. It's called a Madison. When I did my Fort St. Joseph demonstration, they found one, a triangle arrow point like this, at their dig site. And I was like, oh, it's a Madison. And so there we go. So you can see how nice and sharp it is. Very stabby. That's what you want with a true arrow point. Let's see if I can get you some dimensions here real quick, and then we'll try to work up another one. And I may start a new video for that one. Don't have. Oh, there we go. Let's see here. It is 5/8 by 1 1/8. Almost a 2 by 1. So, appreciate you guys watching. Thanks. Bye.